Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, and today I am delighted because we've got Clodsire EX, and I am very excited about this. And look, okay, fine. Technically, it's called Galarian Clodsire EX. Don't particularly care. I'm okay with this. As far as I'm concerned, best Gen 9 Pokemon. Like bar none. Very literally my favourite Gen 9 Pokemon. So I'm kind of loving that in the first subset, Scarlet and Violet 1A triple beat, we get ourselves a Clodsire EX. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's kind of good. We've also got a stadium we need to talk about in this video, which is very, very good. But we'll get there in a minute. First, we'll talk about Clodsire. Now, in terms of Paldean and Wooper, this is actually kind of relevant. And I'm not saying it's a hugely great card or anything silly like that. Now, there are two of them, as we do come to expect, because obviously they've been doing this all the way along. And we've got the bad one, 60 HP, single energy 10, 2 energy 20, nobody really cares. Or we've got the good one, again 60 HP, again single energy 10, though it is a darkness, not a colourless. And for one colourless energy, basically you get to search your deck for a stadium card and put it into your hand. Cool. Sounds good to me, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds good to me. Why would you need a stadium? Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is where Clodsire EX comes in. Because what we've got here is a really lovely ability. I should say translations here are from myself, but they are also a gentleman lovely Antoine Boulet, just to make sure. And we've got the ability Poison Marshland. Once during your turn, if there is a stadium in play, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. Oh no! Sounds pretty good. Now, I'm going to come straight off the bat here and say, yes, this is the same ability as the Rebel Clash Garbodor. I spotted this straight away, and I'm sure a bunch of you did as well. I know this is the Rebel Clash Garbodor, but I like it so much more than the Rebel Clash Garbodor. And it's not because it gives up 2 prizes. Obviously, that's a negative. The reason is, you got 280 HP, which is very high, and you got a useful attack. We'll get to the attack in a second. But it's as simple as that. It's a better Pokemon overall. Garbodor was always good in support of something else, but that something else never really came. So you had this really nice ability on Garbodor, and then you were like, well, hang on a second. What are we going to use it with? And the answer was essentially nothing. We're going to use it with nothing. Well, here we can use it with something, and that makes me very happy indeed, because we're going to use it with itself. Because we've got the attack for 1 darkness, 2 colourless energy, you deal 200 damage, and you flip a coin. If tails, this Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. The thing is, it's not really 200 damage. I'm thinking of it as 230. And I'm thinking of it as very easy to pay. 230. Oh, I've just realised there's a chance that Clodsire gets a special art rare. Oh, I want the special art rare Clodsire so badly. If someone could let Hyganasuke or Okacheke draw it, oh, that would just make me delighted. But here's the thing. This attack, free energy 200, flip a coin, if tails you can't attack next turn. I don't, that's not great, not on its own. But we've got enough other cards here that we can build this into a really nice attack. As a side note, is anyone else noticing that it used to be a load of attacks that couldn't attack next turn? With Scarlet and Violet, they seem to be getting down to flip a coin. If tails you can't attack next turn. Not that it matters, switch in and out, you'll be fine. So first of all, you've got the ability. So that ability turns you from 200 to 210, which is brilliant because that means that you can get a load of Pokemon V and basic EXs. Not all of them, admittedly, but you can get a bunch of them, and that's a very good thing. So damage-wise here, we're looking okay, but it's better than that. Because also, don't forget Radiant Hisuian Sneasler is here. And that says that during Pokemon Checkup, you get to put 2 extra damage counters on for poison. So really, you put that as your Radiant Pokemon, and if you're going Clodsire, I think you probably need to. Now all of a sudden, it's not 10 damage between turns, it's 30 damage between turns. And that is very, very different indeed. And now, actually, you're not really hitting 200, you're hitting 230, and that's just if they get out next turn. If they stay in the active, then by the time it comes back to you, they've taken an extra 30 damage, they've taken 260, and now we are rolling. So I like the damage here, and I think between the ability and your Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, I think we're looking pretty good. But the attack cost here is also beautiful. 1 darkness, 2 colourless energy. And at this point, I probably need to remind you that Dark Patch has been reprinted. We have Dark Patch in the format right now. So what you can do nicely here is Dark Patch, attach. And then you've got your free energy and you're ready to go. Or turn 1, you get the energy on your Paldean Wooper, and then turn 2, you attach and you Dark Patch. I am a huge fan of single energy attacks, but also attacks where you can get all the energy on in 1 turn. And with Dark Patch here, you absolutely can. Not to mention, of course, you've also got double turbo energy here, which will work very nicely indeed. So you can just go double turbo, Dark Patch, and you're off and rolling. Just remember that you will lose 20 damage doing it that way, and that's a little bit sad, boo, hiss, etc. So between Hisuian Sneasler doing the extra damage, and your ability that can poison, and the fact that you can get the energy on here in 1 go, I really, really like Clodsire. And I told you at the beginning of this video that I was not unbiased. I told you that Clodsire is my favourite Gen 9 Pokemon, and I meant it. But that doesn't mean I don't think this is a good card. I like this, I am going to be testing it. Best card ever? Probably not. But you got to bear in mind, this is 280 HP, which is the same as a V-Star. And you've got poison, you've got good damage, you can get it rolling in 1 turn. I'm giving this 4 Wassies. With an apology to the people earlier, I said I would give it between 3 and 4 Wassies. If you don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. I've had time to think since then, and I'm giving this 4 Wassies, and I really like it. But there's a stadium which is releasing alongside it, which I really like as well. It's Lesson Stadium. Although I'm a little bit sad. I like the Otoshima Stadiums, they look fine, but we all know by this point I'm a Kato Stadium fan, so this makes me a little bit sad. But it says that attacks of Stage 1 Evolution Pokemon, yours and your opponents, do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, before applying weakness and resistance. That is a general theory. So now, all of a sudden, you're actually doing an extra 10 with your Clodsire. So it's not 230 with poison, it's 240. That is a very nice amount of damage, given that you can get all the energy on in 1 go. And I'm putting this in the Paldean Quadsire video, or Paldean Clodsire I should say, because it fits quite nicely in here with it being a Stage 1 Pokemon, but this is not the only thing it can actually fit. Now at this stage we absolutely need to bear in mind, V-Stars are not Stage 1 Pokemon. They are Evolution Pokemon. They are Single Evolution Pokemon. They are not Stage 1 Pokemon. If we look at Clodsire here, you can see that up in the top left-hand corner, well, it actually says 1 Evolution, but that basically means Stage 1. That's how Stage 1 is written in Japanese. 1 Evolution. And if we have a look at the card, we can see that there it clearly says 1 Shinka, or 1 Evolution, or Stage 1. This is specifically Stage 1 Pokemon. V-Stars and V-Maxes do not count. But Stage 1 EXs absolutely do count. And this is like the first one I'm talking about here, but there are going to be more. There are going to be plenty more Stage 1 EXs that are released in the next 2 or 3 years before this rotates out that end up being really good, and all of them are going to be able to take advantage of this. It's just a little bit sad. The Stage 1s, they're just not really relevant in the format right now. Like, I like Zoroark and that Stage 1 deck in the same way that a lot of you like Zoroark. But it's not exactly setting the metagame on fire. Like, right now, the metagame is basics and V-Stars and V-Maxes. That's what we've got. Stage 1 Pokemon really are not getting a look in the current format. But we know that as we move from Vs and V-Stars into EXs, we are going to see more and more of these Stage 1 Pokemon being good and seeing play, and all of them are going to be able to use this stadium. As far as I'm concerned, this stadium is like a hands down, no question 5 Wossie card. I think this stadium is absolutely flat out brilliantly awesome, and I think it is going to see a huge amount of play. Obviously, how much play it sees will depend on how much play Stage 1 see generally, but if they do end up being good, or a bunch of them do, which it really does seem likely at this stage, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. For me, I'm just delighted with seeing Clodsire react so quickly, and now I would like a special art rare, and I would like to pull it in my box of Triple Beat, assuming I can get a box of Triple Beat. Hey ho. Right, now ladies and gentlemen, it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this stadium, tell me what you think about Clodsire, tell me anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWarty. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other stuff. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, where we chat Pokemon, but we can chat anything else you like. And it's just generally a lot of fun. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.